Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you're having an amazing weekend and a great Sunday, whatever time it is for you right now while you're watching. So, yeah, I haven't done sourdough starter update in the last 2 days. Things were going steady, but then things happened. It's quite the process, this thing, like I'm telling you. It's something doing sourdough starter. So what happened is last time we got together, the sourdough starter, I believe I had put it in the oven just with the light on so it would help to get some heat, and that really helped, and that got like the whole kit really started and going. So did that. Then I had to start feeding it twice a day because as I had mentioned in the previous live stream, that it actually feeds on flour. That's why you have to take some old out, keep a certain amount, add a certain ratio back of water and flour to feed it so it can keep eating. Otherwise, it's going to die because it is a living organism. So I had to start doing it twice a day, and it gets, when you want to go to bed, you don't feel like it. So I did it the first day, and the second day I skipped the night evening. I'm like, it's one, it's not the end of the world. So in the morning I did my feeding, and it had a little bit more of a smell, but nothing big to be worried about. And it was cold in the kitchen, so I left them on the counter for a bit, but I could see they was going really slowly because it was quite cool in the kitchen. So I put them back in the oven with the light on. So just to give you before I tell you what happened, I did taste both of them separately, and there really is a difference between one starter and another depending on what you do with it. The original, well, not the original, but the one that's the 1:1:1 ratio had a more complex, delicate, floral taste to it, but still sour. Whereas the first one, the original one, which is now a 2:1:1, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my past videos, but it's ratios between flour, water, and starter, was very sour, and getting sour, more and more sour. So now I've read stuff, and you can control that once you really start knowing what you're doing. Also, a different thing that's happened is that I ran out of my rye flour. I only had a small bag, and I have half a bag of wheat flour, so I'm going to start doing half wheat flour, half unbleached flour, but I am down to half a bag of wheat and a 2-kilo bag of unbleached. And right now flour is scarce in the grocery store. I did not see some Tuesday. I saw some Thursday. I bought it, and I was there again yesterday, Saturday, and there was none again. When I was there Thursday, hi Colleen, how are you? Good morning. When I was there Thursday, if you follow me on Instagram or somewhere on social media, you're going to know that the only size they had was a 20 kilogram, or was it 44-pound bag of bleached flour. That was the only choice completely. So I didn't have a choice, and I had to buy that. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. But the most important thing for me is to not put some bleached all-purpose flour in the starter. So really the goal now is, I thought I had to have it 2 weeks, really going on the counter to be strong and robust, but that's not true. As soon as it starts at least doubling twice a day, you can start baking, and then you can move it to the fridge. I didn't know it would still get more complex and develop if you did put it in the fridge. If you're not planning on baking every day, or if you want to bake once a week, twice a week, once every 2 weeks, you put it in the fridge and you feed it once a week. Even if you do the bread every 2 weeks, you have to feed it at least once a week. And when you are ready to bake bread, you take out half the portion that you need, or a third of the portion that you need actually, and then you want to have it rise. So let's say you need 300 grams. You'll take 100 grams of the current starter on the side, give that 100 grams of water, give that 100 grams of flour, and once it's at least double, you can use it for your recipe. And we have still the one that's in the container that we can refeed. So that's how you do a sourdough. So you're probably wondering why I entitled this "My Starter Sneaked Out and Came Home Drunk." So what happened is, I noticed 1 or 2 days ago when it was still in the oven that it rose The 111 rows, actually, I have them here. I just fed them this morning. The 111, no, actually, it was the 211. So that's 2 parts starter, 1 part water, 1 part flour. Rose twice to double size in 4 hours. And this one, the 111, did it in 6 hours. So I'm like, ooh, they're like really getting active. And then I did not feed one for one of the 12. It's supposed to be every 12 hours. I missed one. The smell was a little off in the morning, but no big deal. I refed them. It was cold, so halfway at some point I put them in the oven again with the light on. And when I came to feed them last night, wow, it smells like alcohol. Like, it smells like nail polish remover or alcohol. The 211 was worse than the 111. So I was like, I know if there's too much liquid and it comes to the surface that it is alcoholic, and it's called hooch. But I've never had the whole starter smell like that before. So I looked online, and it means that it's starving the sourdough starter, that it's not being fed enough. So I'm like, okay, so do I have to feed mine 3 times a day now? Like, seriously, it's turning into more work than taking care of my cats. So here's the plan. I refed them this morning, and I added a little bit more flour than water while keeping the proportions like the same at the end. So it'll have a little bit more flour to eat through. So hopefully it's going to help getting rid of that alcohol smell. So I'm going to do 2 more feedings today. And the same also with the 211. I fed it with a little bit more flour than water, but keeping the weight total the same. And hopefully, I don't know if it'll get fixed in the next 24 hours or not, but hopefully. So so that's a byproduct of a starving starter is ethyl alcohol. Maybe I should make a lot and then do hand sanitizers with it. But so I really want to get rid of that smell. It's not bad for the bread. It can make it taste maybe a little off, but it's not a bad thing. So what I did decide to do, since it is doubling, I mixed the discard of the 2 starters from this morning. So and I fed it, so I've given it water and flour. I made enough to make 1 bread recipe. So I'm going to try to make bread today, or maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. So I have to wait. I'm going to put this in my glass jar so I can measure when it's doubled. And then we are going to start the first sourdough bread recipe from scratch with no yeast. So this, I might put it in the oven to speed it up, but this could like double in the next 4 to 6 hours. At that point, I will do my sourdough recipe. I found a super well explained one on YouTube. When I do the bread, I'll show you. Also somebody was asking me, a friend of mine was asking me to make sure I show you guys what I do with discard. Yeah, that's a whole new side to business, that's for sure. So I did pancakes, and I'm talking pancakes. Like, these are thick. Oh my God. Like, I doubled the recipe and I made them extra thick. But look at those pancakes. I am still enjoying them because I made 8 and like 1 is filling. But yeah, those were maybe the best pancakes I've ever had in my life. So that's why I want to try making a bread with this discard, because apparently the smell of the alcohol won't be too bad, and I've refed it. I'm going to watch it. I'm just going to take it when it doubles, do the recipe. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. Do the recipe, then you're supposed to leave it rest for 3 hours the first time because there's no actual yeast. It takes longer. And then you punch it down, do things to it, and then you put it in a bread basket, and you're supposed to let it rise another 3 hours. Obviously, I'm not going to bake a bread overnight. I don't know what the schedule is going to be like. But if it's in the evening and I'm on my second rise, you can totally put it in the fridge because it will still keep rising. but just at a slower rate. So in the morning, you just take it out and put it in the oven. So either I will have my first real leaven sourdough bread, hopefully either tonight or tomorrow morning. So it'll probably be the last. It'll probably be the last of these live streams I'm doing once I have an actual first bread to show you. But I might do some videos along the way, or the occasional stream if there's something really fun to show. But I won't be doing the every morning or almost every other morning ones anymore. So I wish you a wonderful Sunday, and hope you are doing great. We had beautiful weather yesterday. Now it's back to cloudy and quite cold. So that's life. And yeah, I'll be back soon with some more videos, maybe a surprise live stream with some sourdough bread. I'm going to be so excited. So have a great day, and remember to always eat and travel safely right now outside of your comfort zone. Mwah! Bye. Thanks.